What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants. No hate. So, Deontay Wilder has been doing several interviews lately. And there's no build to this fight that he's having. In fact, there's nothing, any interviews, any videos, anything about the guy that he's fighting. This is all about Deontay Wilder. This is about him making another payday. I don't see how this is redemption. He never fought this guy. This guy's ranked 238 in the world. This guy is... I don't like to say this about fighters, okay, because I know what it takes to go in there and train and do all of this shit, but this guy is complete trash. Skill set, garbage. There's nothing. He has no power, nothing. You can't redeem yourself by beating a guy that's lower than you. Like, even though you got your ass kicked 2 fights in a row, got outboxed completely, lost every round, and then got stopped in 4, it's still the fact that you're fighting a guy that you yourself even admitted that this is a fight, this is to get back on track. Now, all of this talk about, I feel so rejuvenated, I feel like a new person. Well, then you shouldn't disgrace yourself by fighting a guy like this. Now, you see, you Deontay Wilder fans will sit there and talk shit about Floyd Mayweather, and oh, he's tainting his legacy by fighting exhibitions. Wait. He's tainting his legacy by fighting exhibitions, making more money in an exhibition fight than a fucking heavyweight does in an actual fight. Deontay Wilder is fighting on BLK Prime. This the same guy that said he had a multi-million-dollar fight deal with Turkey, but he lost 2 straight. So if you feel rejuvenated, you feel like a new fighter, then you'd be saying, you know what, Jarrell Miller, you got a big ass mouth. You've been talking shit. I want that motherfucker. Hey, better yet, Zhang, you knocked me out. Now we got to run this back. Hey, you know what, Joseph Parker, you shut me out for 12 rounds. That's redemption, beating someone that beat you. Now coming back and fighting another top level guy and winning, that shows that, okay, hey, he came back, he beat this guy. Okay, so there's still something there that, but we know what the truth is in terms of you stepping up in competition. This is why he's resorting to fighting such a lackluster, a crumb. He's not even a slice of the pie. This guy's a crumb, okay? This is why. What does this prove? And how does this put you in position to fight a champion? It doesn't. This is the politics in boxing. Let's just move pieces around. We know there's rules to chess, right? We know the fucking rook's supposed to go up and down, but we're just gonna move this motherfucker how we want. We're gonna just cheat. Let's play politics and let the rook be able to do the same exact moves, as the fucking king. No, that's not how it works, but that's what they do. It's not how it's supposed to work, but that's what they do. So when he was asked about fighting Anthony Joshua, he didn't give a clear yes. He beat around the bush and he didn't fight anybody, this, that, and that. Nah, I'm telling you guys, he can fight as long as he feel like he wants to. He's talking about not quitting and not giving up. And, for one, he makes it sound like he's some up-and-coming guy that was moved too fast, and then he slipped up and lost to a guy that was just far more experienced. This is a guy that held the belt hostage for 5 years, a guy who knocked out a whole bunch of nobodies, a guy who basically is still hanging around trying to get a fight. And he went from saying he wanted to fight Anthony Joshua in Africa, he wanted to fight 4 or 5 times a year, to this bullshit he's telling you guys about how he's coming for all the belts. How? Who are you going to beat for the belts? Dubois will knock him flat out. Usyk might even stop him. Usyk will completely outclass him and embarrass him. It's plain and simple. Here's a guy who, if you can't even say now, yes, I definitely want to fight Anthony Joshua, that's the fight I'm looking for. He doesn't want that. He's hoping that he can do something spectacular in this fight, enough where people will say, hey, you know what? Let's give him a title fight. But you got to fight who? You got to fight the winner of Usyk and Dubois. Beating a guy ranked 238 in the world warrants a title shot? I don't care what you've done in the past. I don't care what Anthony Joshua's done in the past. I don't care what Tyson Fury's done. I don't care what Dillian White. I don't care what any of these, Joseph or whoever. It's what you have right now. What can you do right now? And if you fighting a guy that's ranked 238 in the world and you're so rejuvenated and feel like a new person, this isn't the fight that you'd have. And one thing that he can't tell any of us honestly, he can tell us his fool ass fans all whatever he wants, because they'll believe whatever he say. You know, he'll shit right in front of them, right in front of their face, and give it to them and tell them it's chocolate cake. They'll eat it because Wilder said so. That's the type of fans he has. He can't tell us this is the only guy that was available. No, you tried to get one of the worst opponents that's out there. So, like I said, so you can look spectacular with a knockout, and then basically hope that this Wilder people enough to put you in a title fight. Just for namesake and for you to get another cash grab. You got to be stupid if you think this man at his age really want to fight 3-4 more times. And like I said, there's no way for you to get your ass kicked the way you did against Parker and against Zhang. I'm not going to sit here and glaze and dance on eggshells with this shit. And you want to fight a guy ranked 238 in the world. If Anthony Joshua was fighting the same guy, man, he would never hear the end of this shit. And in fact, what's funny is you think you got the right. The fact that you open your mouth to talk about Floyd or any other fighter tainting their legacy, man, are you shitting me? A guy who's 50-0 and he's out here making 20+ million for fucking exhibitions versus a guy who has all these knockouts against a bunch of nobodies and basically has been knocked out couple times, okay, completely outclassed. And when he steps up in competition, we see that he's just not built for it, man. He's not built for it. And he's fighting someone ranked 238 in the world, and that's not tainting his legacy. That you don't see that as so is this a formidable opponent that he's fighting? This is what we're doing now? Let's fight guys ranked 238 and my next fight's a title fight? He's not as confident as he's pretending to be. He's probably confident in this fight because of who he's fighting. Funny thing was, he was asked in an interview, who does he have, on his mind next? Even the interviewers are looking past this guy. Who is there's no promotion for this bullshit fight. Nothing. This is going to be all about Wilder. And I mean, this is disgraceful. People are trying to be neutral and this is fucking disgraceful, man. And he's fighting this guy. And he said that he already have an opponent scouted out. They already know it's going to be outside the country. He didn't say the name of who or whatever. But bottom line, all this secrecy shit, man, Deontay Wilder don't have 3 or 4 fucking years left of this fucking sport. So all the shit he's talking is bullshit. He's trying to find the biggest cash grab that he can. And he's doing this BLK prime shit because he has the opportunity to fight one of the most weakest and most garbage opponents out there. Get, however many millions he's going to get. And then, this is the type of competition he's going to fight until somebody say, hey, all right, like he can fight 3 complete garbage fighters and they'll say some goofy shit like Wilder has 3 straight wins, 2 or 3 straight wins, right? And especially if they're knockouts. Okay, so somehow this warrants him to get into a title fight. No, it doesn't. But this is the type of bullshit that I'm talking about. Boxing has become a joke. And it's happened a long time ago. It's not just now. It's become a joke. And it's the type of thing where if you really pay attention to like who's doing what in this sport, for these guys that's been around for a long time that didn't achieve what they wanted to, even if they were champions at one time, right? Even if they have respect on their name, they're all coming to that point in their career where it's like, this is the end. You're not gonna like become a better fighter and all of a sudden you're gonna go out here and just, win a whole bunch of more fights. And this is how these fighters, fans think. Like they're supposed, like you think they're gonna fight another 10 years. They've already been in the sport 15 years, 20 years. Like No, these guys are at the end, and when it gets to the point where you're just trying to get these cash grab fights, man, it's disgraceful, man. And the fact that his fans is even accepting this bullshit fight. You telling me you would not rather see him fight Andy Ruiz? You believe this shit about he feels rejuvenated, he feels like a new man and all. You believe that? And his choice of an opponent isn't a Jarrell Miller. It isn't a fucking Deontay Wilder. I mean, Anthony Joshua. He completely would not answer that question with a simple yes or no. I fight anybody. And the guy even says to him, the guy that was interviewing him said that the people he talked to said that, you know, the fight that they still want to see with Wilder is against Anthony Joshua. Last year, Wilder said the same thing, that no matter where he go, where he go, the fight everybody will still want to see is him and AJ, and he wanted to fight Anthony Joshua in Africa. Remember that bullshit? Now all of a sudden he don't want to answer the question. I tell you what, worst case scenario for Deontay Wilder is actually the best case scenario, in my opinion. I'm gonna tell you why. Now, should he win this fight? Okay, should he win? It doesn't matter. He's supposed to. This guy's trash. If he loses this fight, right, he'll be embarrassed. He can't go any lower than this. Okay, he can't go any lower than this. No, he can fight somebody ranked 500. My point is, in principle, he can't go any lower than this. Because this right here is showing you he's not nearly as confident as he pretends to be, and he's selling you guys a bunch of bullshit. If he loses this fight, why would be a best case scenario for him and the worst at the same time is because one is worse because you lost to a dude ranked 238 in the world. But two, it shows you this is his type of level. This is his level of competition his whole career. This is exactly who he shines against. And even in shining, you can see his very many flaws and him not developing and becoming a better fighter. And his fans can say whatever he want. But boxing, the people within boxing themselves, how much more you going to disgrace yourself trying to take a fighter that went from fighting on Riyadh season to fucking BLK Prime? We know what happens if you resort to BLK Prime. That's how we knew this fight with Terrence Crawford when he did it was a cash grab, because Terrence Crawford and against a bullshit opponent. Look at what they had lined up for Adrian Broner. His opponent kept changing. Every time it changed, the ranking was lower and lower and lower. Let's find the worst opponent. Terrence Crawford didn't fight a top-level guy when he went over there. Adrian Broner wasn't going to fight a top-level guy when he went over there. And it's the same exact shit with Deontay Wilder right now. He's not fighting a top-level guy. Let's come over here. You're the star. Okay, let's build you up and let you get as much money as you possibly can. And you know, because of his opponent, this is going to be a super fucking weak boxing card. They're not even promoting the card. They're not promoting his opponent. What does that tell you? And you guys are trying to make a case for Deontay Wilder in this situation as if this is good therapy for him because he needs this win to get back on track. A guy ranked 238, you believe that little in yourself? No, he needs this type of fight to assure a win. Do you understand what I'm saying? Otherwise, he don't feel comfortable that he can beat a Jarrell Miller. He don't feel comfortable he can beat Anthony Joshua. He never wanted to fight Anthony Joshua. And he never shows any interest in fighting Jarrell Miller. His whole thing is talking about, I knocked this guy in the 3rd round. I knock him out in 2 rounds. He tells you what he'll do, but won't fight these guys. But he has a lot to say when he's not face-to-face with them. So I feel like this is such a disgraceful situation. You know, my partner said to me the other day, he said, man, I can't believe this Wilder guy. He said, man, I used to be trying to defend this dude and make excuses for him. I ain't gonna lie, I was making excuses for him. He said, man, this dude is trash, man. I can't. He said, I feel like a fool. He said, I remember he used to laugh at me. I would laugh at him. I'm like, so you think Wilder's the best heavyweight out there? All right. Yeah, who would he beat again? Because he know when he started naming people, it's like you just debunked your own conversation, your own claim. Yeah, how many knockouts he got against who? How many top-level guys he went against? Okay, yeah, this is the type of questions I'm asking. Because when you talk about greatness, when you talk about a fighter being the best, based on who? Based on what? Who did he beat? And how did he beat him? Like, what, you know, what are we going by? Oh, because I like him. Oh, that's what it comes. Okay. Well, I like the Las Vegas Raiders, but they're nowhere near ready for championship. They're not championship material. They're nowhere near ready to win a Super Bowl. Now, if they turn it around this season, that's one thing. Am I a fool? I'm going to sit here delusional and sit here and tell you that the Raiders are better than what they are? I'm going to tell you the San Antonio Spurs are better than what they are? No. I'm not him. I'm not one of those people that, sit up and make bullshit up in my head. It doesn't do me any good by making excuses and pretending that these guys are better than what they are. But, it is what it is. I'm not sitting up here telling you Anthony Joshua is still the best heavyweight out there. I felt that one time he was. I don't feel like that he is now. It's too shaky, too iffy. Shit happens. But consistency is what I go by. And this is why when you start, I don't care about all this greatest of all time. I don't really care about any of these claims and these titles anyway. But when you start making these claims, what are we going by, man? We're in a day and time right now where Jake Paul went from fighting a 58-year-old guy that just had 8 blood transfusions to fighting a guy and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., who's never accomplished shit. And the best thing that he's ever did, the most memorable thing about his whole career was him dropping Sergio Martinez, I think the 11th round of their fight. Something like that. And Martinez just caught him slipping because otherwise Martinez was tearing his ass up the whole fight. But he just caught him slipping and he dropped him. That's the most memorable thing about his goddamn career, man. As far as him doing something good in the ring. And now here's a guy that never did anything. They talking about, did you see the promotion, the commercial? You saw the ad about it? One is trying to define a legacy. The other was defending one. What legacy is he defending? His father don't need him to defend his damn legacy because I know they ain't talking about Junior's fucking legacy. He never did shit. Never accomplished nothing. A huge disappointment to the sport. Take his father out the picture. Let's not even look at, he pales in comparison to his pop. He pales in comparison to average fighters. And this is who Jake Paul is fighting. The highest paid fighter in boxing right now is a fucking guy, a YouTube motherfucking podcast, fighting old washed up guys, fighting old MMA guys. This is people could look. Canelo's not look. Let me explain something to you guys. When you talk about the cash cow and all of that, okay, cool. Canelo doesn't make $40 million in a fight. This motherfucker, Jake Paul, does. So regardless to what him and Terrence Crawford is about to make, cool. But my point is, look who they have to make their money fighting against. Look who Jake Paul has to make his money fighting against. So, yeah, this is the era that we're in. So, you Wilder fans can sit here and suck him off all you want, but this is disgraceful, man. This is absolutely disgraceful. And I promise you, they're going to have terrible quality production on their audio, their video, everything. Promo packages, whatever. This is going to be trash. This is nothing but a money grab for a guy with low self-esteem and low confidence in terms of him being a fighter, lying to you once again about how he feels rejuvenated and feel like a new man. And that's a question that you should have asked him a long time ago. Wilder, if you feel like a new man, you feel like, nothing's changed, you that same guy, you back to that same, then why wouldn't you go and fight the guys that beat you? Why would you fight this guy? Real simple. But I'm pretty sure if this was AJ or any other fighter that y'all don't care about, that's the question you'd be asking, and you'd be saying the same exact shit that I'm saying. And to add to that, if Anthony Joshua did this same thing, I'd be saying the same shit. This is disgraceful. And it shows AJ is definitely not the same person. I told you guys, I'm not about, because I like a fighter more than another, I'm going to make excuses up and lie for them. No, I'll tell you exactly how I feel and how I see things. And the reality of all this bullshit right here is really simple, y'all. You only are going to be that guy for so long. And at some point, your time comes and goes, and it's somebody else's turn. And what you become is a person that have respect on your name, or you don't. But whatever you've built within that time frame that you were in your prime, once that's gone, and this is here, but your prime is gone, you're no longer that guy. And because you can keep making excuses all you want, but it's your foolish fans that's gonna sit up here and suck you off for all these lies that you tell. And the powers that be, If they see value in you, like, okay, I can see this guy's not the same, or no, I can see that this guy can't handle top level competition, but there's hype around him again because he knocked out 2 bums. Now I think it's the time to put him in a title fight. See what happens. He might get lucky, land that right hand, because nobody believes in his skill set. Just as fool-ass fans that lie to themselves. What has he shown you for you to sit here and say he's back? Back to what? Yeah, you're right. He's back to fighting these fucking guys that's unranked in the top 10, top 50, top 15, top 20. Nah, 238. This is a fucking disgrace. Talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings here other people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.